Good morning, everybody. Y'all, it has been raining and I'm so excited because we really needed some rain. But I wanted to come over here and show y'all one of my favorite plants right now that I have growing. This is called Purple Prince, and just a really beautiful purple with green striations plant that I planted out here around Mother's Day. Is this just not beautiful? I don't know if it's translating on camera, like how dark the purple is. You see it has like these dark purple petals and then like this beautiful green leaf with the purple veining. I just think that is so gorgeous. And they're really healthy. I've got 2 of them. They just look so pretty out here. I've got the other one down here kind of flanking this little flower bed area I created this year. Isn't that beautiful? I am just in love with fall colors, and I've always loved fall. It's always been my favorite season, except in the last couple of years I've discovered that I think I like spring better than I do fall, and I think that's just because of where I live. The temperatures tend to be pretty warm still. There's a pretty zinnia. Isn't she beautiful? Just saw her by herself. And this mass of leaves right here, all of this right here, these are little hickory tree shoots. We had a hickory tree that was right here next to this oak tree. He cut down the big hickory tree, but it sends off all these little shoots, and so it's wanting to grow a new tree. We love a hickory tree. It was just in the wrong spot for that right there. He wanted the oak tree to be the only one there, basically. But y'all, it has been raining. It rained, I think for the last 2 days, maybe the last 2.5 days. And then this morning, it was supposed to rain a lot, and we may be getting some more rain this evening, which I'm so excited about. We really need. Y'all, look at these beautiful flowers. Aren't these gorgeous? I don't know if you can tell, that's like a bright orange. It's like a little bit of yellow at the top. These, I will list in the description box below what varieties, seeds these are, and where I got them from. I know I got them from Baker Creek. This I know is the polar bear. It's not opened yet fully, but this one over here looks like it's perfectly opened. Isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't wiggle very much, so it's ready to be cut. This is that coneflower. My daughter planted this. It was practically dead looking, and she planted it in here, and look, it's got beautiful little flowers on it. There are a lot of changes that have been made in the garden so far. Ooh-wee! I came out here to check this rain gauge. Look, little over 1 inch. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, God. Ooh. Thank you, God, for the rain. We really needed rain. I have been watering twice a day my new little project out there, which I'll show you in just a minute, trying to get them to germinate. Oh, look at this massive marigold. This is ginormous. This is a 4-foot wide bed. And this was one seed. I planted this one seed. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it is just magnificent. This is called a Sparky mix French marigold, I believe. As you can see, we've got a little bit of construction going on right here. Our house is not too far away, which is where our main water spigot is, but my husband is kind of tired of having this hose across the yard, so he cut into our water line right there under the gate and put us in a new water spigot right there. It has been concreted in, and so I don't want to attach a hose to it and pull it too much, especially right now when the ground is kind of wet and soggy and soft. I don't want to move it off of level. My husband would not be happy with that. But look at these beautiful green beans. Aren't they gorgeous? And they're just making their way up the trellis. have yet to see an actual bloom or flower on these things, but I know it's coming. And I truly have enjoyed growing these green beans here, because I did grow cucumbers on here earlier in the season, and I have grown a bush type variety of green beans in a different raised bed, and I did not prefer the bush type of green beans. I don't know if it's the type of bean itself or like my climate or whatever. It just did not produce, it did not do well. And the cucumbers that grew on these trellises, I really had to train them to go up there, but these green beans are just doing it themselves, and they look so beautiful. So I really enjoyed growing those. I don't know if you could tell, I've torn out a lot of things. So there used to be broccoli right here, and rutabaga and carrots and a few different things. I did have some what was on the package, excuse me, called pineapple tomatillos. I grew them, 2 of them from seed inside, and I transplanted them out here. But once they grew up into like real plants, they were not pineapple tomatillos. I have a few of them in the house, and I'll show you one. I don't know if it's a chef's choice orange or something like that. Originally, I thought it was a yellow tomato, but now that they're ripening even more, they're turning an orange color. So it's some type of orange tomato. It's not a pineapple tomatillo. But I had a couple of those here. And then I had my garlic. I had my garlic planted here, but I have planted some stock. It's a type of flower. You can see I've got little seedlings coming up, but this is going to be a K-A-T-Z purple stalk. So hopefully I can grow those. We got our beautiful zinnias right here, and they just look so gorgeous after this rain. And our coneflower, and then behind these little seedlings are also zinnias. This is an Oklahoma ivory mix zinnia. I have, oh, look at that poor pitiful dill plant. It's not getting enough sun. I need to resow some of that stuff. I did plant some straw flower in this area right here of the raised bed, and not a one of them has come up. So I'm not quite sure if the temperature wasn't cool enough, you know, or what. We have some cinnamon basil. I've never grown cinnamon basil before, but y'all look at this, and look at the germination on this. I mean, you can see that it's still in its rows, and I can already, you know, smell this, and it smells like cinnamon basil. I mean, it's divine. It's delicious. I just can't believe like people actually grow this. It's a big old marigold. It has not flowered yet, which probably means it's got some type of nutrient deficiency. We got some more of the cinnamon basil here. Oh, look at the sad little beet. Can you see it? Yeah. All the leaves fell off, and it's sprouting new green leaves. I don't know why I leave this stuff in here. I don't know. Give it another chance. This is a carrot. I don't plan on eating it, but I guess I could. Whew. And then we have our tall Oklahoma. No, this is not Oklahoma. This is Lilliput Zinnia mix, and I bought this one package of these zinnia seeds from the Dollar Tree for 25 cents. And I put them out here. All I did was throw them out here and put them up with soil, and look at all of these beautiful flowers. Is that not gorgeous? Look at this. Look, this is my favorite one. My favorite color right here, and they're kind of all together in a clump. It's like a coral salmon color. You see, they're not very big. They are so pretty. I really like the white ones too. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's one other type that I want to show you. It's this one right here. Isn't she lovely? She's like so delicate and so pretty. And she just looks a little bit different than these other ones. I'm really excited about those zinnias. I love them. They are gorgeous. They are so prolific. I try to cut them at least every day or every other day, and they just keep coming back. And I'm hoping I can still have them as a selection for any type of fall bouquets that I want to make. So here we have a couple of new plantings. This is a goblin egg gourd. Supposed to make these yellow and green little gourds that are the size of eggs, basically, that would fit into an egg carton. So the idea here obviously is that they will grow up this trellis here and not take up so much real estate. Oh man, look at the bug damage on this thing. Oh, I did find some caterpillars in here yesterday. Ooh, it looks bad. I'm not gonna mess with it though. These are the giant yellow zinnias from Johnny Seeds. And you can tell some of them are a lot bigger than the other ones. See, these are a lot smaller. I had to re-sow some of these zinnias, and then if you can tell, there's supposed to be another one right here and another one down here, and they have not come up, so I need to actually re-sow those. I've got it written down what I actually planted in here, but nothing in this general area has come up. Just a few weeds. Oh, I left in my basil. This is one of my, oh, it's all falling over from the rain. I'm trying to get the standing back up a little bit. There we go. Whew, smells good. I left that basil for either cutting or eating. Uh-oh. I'm gonna want to stay. Okay. So this is the Orange Zinnia. And as you can tell, I had really bad germination, really poor germination on this. I had the one plant germinate. I came back and reseeded 3 per row all the way down, and I've only had 2. 1 and 2 sprouts come up. So I need to re-sow that. It's our little pot of peppermint. Smells good too. I planted these, if you can tell, I've got one pot right there, one right here, and one right there. And I had my tomatoes here previously in the season. I just kind of tore them down not too long ago. But I had the mint here in the buckets, for one, because mint is invasive and it will take over any bed or that you planted in. So I wanted to keep it in a pot, and then I also planted it as a repellent to the deer, because deer don't like smelly things. They don't like marigolds. That's why I've got a ton of marigolds. They don't like mint. They don't like basil. Things that have a really strong scent, they don't like that. So I strategically planted these here to try to keep the deer away from my tomatoes, and it worked, I guess. They didn't touch any of my tomatoes last year. They didn't touch, I don't think they touched anything. Something did kind of chew on a sunflower. So, but I had about, that was one sunflower out of like 20 sunflowers that I had out here. So they really don't bother my garden, which I'm very thankful for. We have some sage growing in here. You see that? Another weed. Another sage. Oh, I see another one poking up. Then we have some more cinnamon basil. You see these little sprigs? That's the beginning of our cinnamon basil. Look down on this end. Another full-grown basil here. Some more marigolds I left in. More cinnamon basil. And down here I planted nigella, or lebanomist. I thought that I did not have any germination at all, but then I saw this come up. Not the pea. You see this? I had purple whole peas planted here, so it dropped some peas. But this, I saw this come up, which doesn't really look like grass to me. It could be, I guess. I thought, oh, I got germination. Well, then I noticed this. Where is it? Growing. And I thought, I wonder if that's what that is. So I don't know if it got some actually germinated or what. But this, like, this is a purple whole pea plant that I cut off at the stalk. You see, it's cut all the way down. It's growing its leaves back. This one too. You see? It just wants to be a pea plant. It's growing its leaves back. It's pretty amazing how things work out here. Oh, this is another zinnia. You can tell it's succumbed to some type of disease at the bottom, which I think is coming for all of it. But this is, I think, called Meteor. Baker Creek seeds. Let's see. Okay, so down here, this is a weed. This is a watermelon. I think it's called a Sugar Rush or Baby Sugar Rush watermelon from Baker Creek. I've left my Snapdragons in here. That's what these are. They're looking pretty pitiful, but I'm hoping if I fertilize them and try to take care of them and keep them cut, that when the fall weather sets back in, maybe they'll produce more healthy blooms for me. I did try to sow some Dara seeds right here. Nothing came up. This is my poor pitiful corn. Look at that damage on there. Oof. Only got 3 stalks of corn. This one's even worse, y'all. Look at this. So I'm just gonna leave them. Oh, y'all see that? Y'all see that right there? We're gonna go get that. There's my one okra. The one okra plant that survived. See that right there? That is a squash bug. And I'm about to squash him. They're really easy to kill, actually. They don't, ugh, gross. They're really actually easy to kill. They don't run off too much and they don't fly. I had a huge, I had 2 plants, 2 blaze pumpkin plants planted right here, this kind of general area, and it took over this whole area right here. I had like 25 pumpkins come off of it, and the foliage was just huge, and I really needed to prune it, and I wanted to prune it, but somebody convinced me not to prune it for whatever reason, and I knew better. But anyway, so when I finally decided to get in there and clean it all out so I could make these beds, yeah, there was lots of squash bugs in there, little babies and things, so I had a fun time stomping a bunch of squash bugs. I guess that is your update here, is that I tore out all my watermelon and everything. I still had this area to do right here. Need to tear all that out, and that'll come very soon. But I tore all this out and took a shovel and broke up the earth, added some compost, and I planted cosmos in the front bed here. I planted amaranth in the back. And on this little 10-inch row all the way down, I planted celosia, and nothing has come up here. But I have had some cosmos come up, which I'm really happy about, because I was afraid that nothing would come up. And that right there's a cosmo. And as you can see, I've got a couple of more cosmos coming up. So that makes me really, really happy. And then I did notice some amaranth, which I was really surprised came up too, because those seeds are really, really, really small. And you see a little red sprout. That's a red amaranth. I've got a few of them coming up, so that is really exciting. Got a few more sunflowers left in here. My little bed back here, coleus and salvia and dusty miller. See right there. And it is looking a lot better since it started raining. But look at this. I didn't know your coleus would do that. Isn't that a beautiful spike? So I've been cutting those off. They will grow back like a basil or something that you cut right above where 2 leaves come out. You can cut them to make them bushier plants, or they just will grow back. So I'm going through and cutting off the little spikes and use them in my flower bouquets or my flower arrangements, and the plant will continue to grow. In the last video, I showed you my husband was putting irrigation out here in the back of our little fenced-in area. And that's because I'm putting in a new garden. And this year, just for the fall, I have planted pumpkins. And y'all, it's looking really bad right now. It's really weedy. He came out here and disked up with his tractor. So I don't know. I have plans on getting a bunch of cardboard to put out here to act as like a weed suppressant, but I have not had much luck getting that. So I'm using tarp, I've got some cardboard, I've got old grass clippings, but it's just turning into being like a really weedy mess right now. My hope is that I can get these pumpkins up and growing and cover all this area. And then actually about 30 feet of this area back here, I want to try to go ahead and get ready for cool flowers, to make flower beds to plant cool flowers. But we've got a few of them sprouting. So I made all these hills. See all these black hills. It's got compost and a topsoil mixture. And then I came through and seeded these. I had to actually seed these twice. So you can see I've got a little sprout right there. There's another one. This one that must have sprouted a few days ago is actually growing up now. I think this is called Renegade. Oh man. It is some kind of hot and humid out here. Here's another. There's a pair that actually sprouted together. I'm really excited to have these out here. I hope that they do well. I hope that they grow. I hope that my hope is that I can grow these out and have them ready to sell by the fall, whether it be October or November. By the fall. I've got 11 different varieties out here, and I'll try to remember what they are off the top of my head. These are all from Johnny Seeds. I have Flat Stacker, Pero Smith, Daisy Gourd, Early Giant, Orange Smoothie, something else, Carnival, Cinnamon Girl, Charisma, Renegade. So that means there's one more I'm forgetting, but I'll list them below. And that Goblin Eggs was part of that 11 too, I think. I just wanted to give y'all guys an update and a quick tour of what's going on in my garden right now. Thank y'all so much for watching these videos, and thank y'all for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'd like for you to leave a comment below of what you're growing in your garden this fall. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.